Hello everyone, IndieCrafter here, and welcome to episode 8 of our Minecraft Skyblock series. Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. In our previous episode, we built this little AFK fish farm building right here behind me. We've been getting some pretty good loot from that. In today's episode, we are going to be building a super smelter with unlimited fuel, and we're going to connect it to our cobblestone generator so that we can get as much stone as we want, and stone brick and all sorts of things like that. That's going to happen on the platform right behind me. I've got the foundation all set up, and it is ready to go. But before we get there, I have had quite a few raids happening through here, and you can see in the upper right hand corner again I have another hero of the village, and I've been getting quite a few of these. So these are totems of undying. So I've got a lot of these, and just to kind of keep me safe in case I get hit by an arrow or something and it knocks me off the platform, I got this to kind of pull me back up to my spawn point, which I think right now is that yellow bed right behind my head there. So let me flip around here. I got one more thing that I want to do. When I was clearing out that little platform over there, this little guy was there, this white horse. So I tamed him and got a saddle on him, and I want to give him a name, so I'm just going to throw this on him. Boom, White Socks. Makes sense, right? Because he's got 4 white socks. Okay, well, let me hop on him real quick, and I will take this gold horse armor, slap that on him, and he's actually pretty fast. He's actually pretty fast, yeah. Nice. Okay, man, look at all those hearts. He's got tons of hearts. Okay, so let me, what did I do? Here we go. Let me grab this. Put that on him. Put that right there. Okay. Stay boy. Alright. So let's go over here and we will start building this super smelter. And I've got everything all set up here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to build the super smelter together, and then I'm going to time lapse the actual structure that's going to go around it. This is going to be a large Viking style building again. And it's going to have an entrance right here going into this section of it here. It's going to have a series of windows along this side and windows along the back there. And then this side's going to have the roof going up over on this side, and this one here is going to have the roof going up on this side. So it's going to kind of be like a T. And then over on this side we'll have another exit entrance on here so that we can get in to the back side of our super smelter. Okay. So let me grab a few items here. Okay. Oh, you know what? Sun's gonna go down here, so I have to sleep, and then let's see if we can get this this little engine going. Okay, so we're gonna have a 0-tick bamboo farm right in here, and it's gonna feed the bamboo down a little water chute down here to some hoppers that will feed into the back of my furnaces for unlimited amount of fuel for my super smelter. But what we're going to do right here is we're going to build our little, I guess it could be called an engine to run this whole thing. So we're going to put a repeater right here. We're going to put a piece of redstone dust right there. And then we're going to put, let me grab the levers here as well. Get this done before the sun goes down. We're going to put a redstone torch right here on this block, leaning out. Then we're going to put a couple of redstone dust right here, and I'll show you why in a second. But these 3 blocks here, 1, 2, 3, this little section right here is the engine. Okay, so on top of this I'm going to put a block, and on top of this torch I'm going to put a block. And watch what happens. Oop. Come on, get on there. There we go. Okay, so when you put that torch in there, it creates this little 0-tick clock going. So right over here we're going to put our lever, drop that on there, and flip it off. Okay, so now we've got that off, and we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so let me sleep real quick, and I'll come back and we will continue. Okay, so let's continue with our 0-tick bamboo farm here. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, in order to create the 0-tick increase in our bamboo, we've got to trick it into thinking that it's being updated. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put down 4 of our sticky pistons right here, and let me throw in some, get rid of that, we don't need that right now. We need a little bit of redstone dust here behind, so let's connect this back here. Right there, there, and there. Okay, so that should be good. So now when we flip this switch on and off, those go back and forth. Okay, this thing gets very loud. So usually when I'm doing this during the game and I'm not recording, I've got my volume all the way down on my headset. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to stick some sand in here. And that sand is going to be driven back and forth just like that. Okay, so turn that off. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we need to put some sand on top of these pistons right here in order to get the sand to do the updating for us. So what I'm going to do is, let's see if I can get this on here. Well, there, right there, like that. Okay, so now we've got our sand in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to surround this sand, and I am going to show you on the side here what actually happens to the sand when we do the updates. So let me go ahead and put this all in around here, and then I'll show that to you. Okay, so we've got this all surrounding our sand right here. And you can see right down here, there's a little trough right below these sticky pistons. And what happens is when this goes back and forth, this block right here thinks that it can drop down because it thinks that there's a space that it can drop down into. But then this trips it again, and it keeps going back and forth, and then so it just keeps popping it up. Well, when it pops back up, it pops this one up too, which causes the bamboo that's on top to grow a lot faster. Now, bamboo grows fast as it is, but when you turn this on, see what happens here? You can see that it thinks that it's being updated, but it's actually nothing's actually happening here with that. So this kind of stays, and then it pops those up. Let's go ahead and turn this off. All right. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to put in all of our chests and our furnaces and our hoppers and kind of get everything all set up so that it's ready to go for production of our bamboo. Okay, so we're going to put 2 double chests right in here. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay, so we got our double chests. Next thing we want to do is put in our hoppers right behind. So we're going to crouch, and then we're going to put them in to the back of these double chests right here. Okay, so we've got that. Next thing after that is we want to feed our stock of our cobblestone into these hoppers once it has been smelted. So we're going to put our furnaces on top here, and then we want to be able to feed our bamboo. After it gets chopped off, we want to feed it down into the back of here. When you feed stuff into the top, that's the item that's going to be smelted. When you feed stuff into the back, that's the item that's going to be used for fuel. So we're going to crouch again and put those into the back there. So now we've got hoppers going into the back. We've got hoppers coming out the bottom, which is our result, and then those feed into here. Now we need 4 hoppers to go on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then those are going to be for the rail line that's going to come right up here, and it's going to go there, and then it's going to go back down, and it's just going to continually feed this in. All right, so let's do the next step is going to be to wrap these around here, and then what we want to do is we want to put some regular pistons on top here. So I'm going to grab these, get rid of that for now. We don't need that one. And then let's go ahead and put that in there. Leave that there. And let's add another layer here, and then let's put our regular pistons on top, and we'll put a line of blocks behind the pistons so that we can fuel these pistons. We can run these pistons off of this main engine that's right here. So let's take care of that. Okay, so we have our pistons in place. They're all set to go to chop off the tops of the second layer of our bamboo that's going to be right here. We have a layer of stone back here behind that's going to power up these pistons, and right here on this little block here we're going to put a repeater, and that is going to push these pistons out here. So let's grab that. Okay, so all those pistons are out and they're ready to go. So then over here we've got a little tower of glass that powers up the pistons from below. So this all of this redstone comes along here on the back. It goes up this one, it goes up to this one, and then it goes up and through. And because these are transparent blocks, it can go up the side of the block and then over, and then up the side of the block and over again. So that's why you use transparent blocks, in order to take a redstone signal up vertically. Okay, so with that done, let's flip this on and we can take a look at what this is going to look like. Okay, so see, those are going to run up there, and then you've got the ones down below that are running down there. Okay, let's flip this off. All right, so the last thing that we're going to need to do is we are going to need to cover the top of this with glass. We want to cover these hoppers with glass panes. And the reason we want to use glass panes here, let me see if I can find them here, is because with a glass pane, let me just put down this first row here, you can see that with a glass pane, there's still this open space right here. So if I go right here, let's take just some, let me see if, do I have my bamboo? Yeah, I've got my bamboo. So let's take this bamboo and let's just toss one. Let's just toss one right in here, right in there. Boom. Okay, so you see it went in. And now if we go down here into this one, yeah, there it is, right there. So now we've got our bamboo that can feed into the backs of these and give us all the fuel that we'll need. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to block the rest of this up. Here, let me jump up here. And we're going to go right over the top here with our glass blocks. Right over the top. And here. And here. Okay. So we're going to grab our bamboo, throw that in there. We're going to grab some water. We're going to put the water right in here. So let me grab this stuff, and then we'll finish this whole top portion off. Okay, so let's now take our bamboo and we will plop it right in here, like that. Okay, so our bamboo is ready to go. Let's take our water buckets here, and we're going to fill in our water so that it feeds directly down into the hopper right in front of the bamboo. So we want this to feed right down into that particular one. Now these aren't going to be perfect because the bamboo, when it gets chopped off, it goes everywhere basically, and so you might have some that are more filled than others, but in the end there's going to be so much bamboo that it's not going to even matter. Alright, so let's fill the rest of this up right here. We've got this all completely ready to go. Put one more block here. Alright, and that is set. So hopefully the timing is correct, and then the bamboo should get chopped off. It should grow and then it should get chopped off here. So let's check and see if that's happening. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's hop up there and we can take a quick gander at this. Okay, so you can see they're getting knocked off and they're going basically right down to the one that we want them to go down to. But sometimes they land in the water, and sometimes they hit the glass and they go right down to the hoppers, but regardless, it always ends up in the hopper and it always ends up as fuel. So we've only been here for, you know, a couple of seconds, but let's take a look. 18. I've already got 18 there. 24. 28. I mean, it just fills them up like crazy. So not worried in the least that we're going to have enough fuel for these. Okay. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to build a little railway here that's going to go up here, and it's going to feed onto here, and then it's going to come back down. It's going to reload, and then it's going to come back and feed into there again. So we'll have a constant supply of cobblestone going into our furnaces that we can turn into stone, and then we can craft it into this kind of stone. We can craft it into this stone. We can put in some vines on there and create some mossy. So we can do all sorts of good stuff. All right. So let me grab all of the items that we're going to need to build this in, and I will build this platform up here and show you just exactly how that's going to work. Okay, so we have our track all built up. We've got a little ladder here so that we can get up on top here and check out anything that might have broken along the way. This thing usually doesn't break, but you know, when they do updates to Minecraft, things tend to break. So we've got our track here. It is powered by these two blocks right here, this one and this one. We'll get the minecart moving up and over and then back down. This one right here acts as the brake. Okay, so when I turn this thing on, this will run up there and it'll run into and drop off the cobblestone into there. So let me drop a little bit of cobblestone in here and turn this on, and you can see exactly how it works. And there you go. And it should pretty well evenly distribute it throughout the 4. There might be a little bit more in these ones here, just depending on if you are filling up the hopper minecart first. If you're filling it up first, it'll go up and it'll go 1 1 1 1, and then it'll go 1 1 1 1. But if you're doing it and you're doing your cobblestone generator here, and it's filling it up, 1 or 2 or 3 at a time, as it goes up and comes back, it might fill up these front 2 first, and then fill up the hoppers above them. And once they get all full, then all of these will be running at the same time. But okay, so the last thing that we need to do for the interior mechanics of this build is to build our cobblestone generator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the cobblestone generator here right above, build a little bit of a staircase going up to it so that we can just stand there and just hit. And there's one other thing that I want to do, which answers the question of, well, what if I just want cobblestone, and what if I don't want to smelt it into stone? So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little chest right here, and that chest is going to be for the cobblestone that we will collect that we don't want to turn into stone. So let me go ahead and get this whole thing built, and then I'll come back and explain how the whole thing works to you. Alright, our cobblestone generator is all done, and let's go over here and I will show you just how this works. Now I've got some slime blocks here that are attached to this sticky piston, and those slime blocks are attached to these 2 hoppers as well as these 2 blocks right here. So when I flip this switch right here, this switch will actually open up this hopper. Now right now the hopper's in the off position because I have this candle right here turning it in the off position. So what I want to do is flip this over here, and that brings those back over here. So now you can see right here on my 2 hoppers, this hopper feeds into this one. And so this one goes into this one, which goes down into here. So anything that I drop in this hopper right here is going to miss this this double chest right here, and it's going to go over here into this, and it's going to drop into that hopper. Simply because all hoppers that are vertical will go into hoppers that are available before they go into any kind of chest. Okay, so if I want to smelt, then I would have it in this configuration, and I would have my cobblestone come down through that hopper and then down into here into this minecart, and then I would send it up through to the super smelter. If I don't, and I want just cobblestone, which I can put into here, then I would flip this switch, it pulls that over, and it drops it straight down into here. So if I go up here and I start, let me do a few blocks here, and I've got some obsidian back behind there so that it will allow me to just break right through without breaking the exterior building, which I will be making in just a moment. So let's get that down through there. And then let's flip this switch here real quick. Move that over, and then we'll do the same thing. Let's get a few of them in there. And some of them will pop out and hit you. Some will pop into the water, some will pop into the lava. But there's just so much that it's just not going to matter too much. There we go. Okay, so that should be plenty. So let's go down here and we'll take a look at this. So in here, we've got 30 in there. Over here, we've got 39 in there. So now, all I've got to do is just go right over here. And let me just check and make sure I've got plenty of fuel in there. I don't. So now I can go over here. If I don't have fuel, just go in there, whip that up, and within a few moments, this thing's going to be completely full. Alright, see how quickly that loads up? And for some reason I'm not getting anything in here. Oh, that's why. Huh. Okay. When I broke my scaffolding here, it dropped it into the hopper. I had some scaffolding over there by this thing. Okay, so it's all working perfect. Alright, so now we have our super smelter completely done, ready to go, loading things up, smelting it down here. Now we've got our stone in here, and if we wanted to, we can smelt this again. We can take it out of here, dump it into here, and run it through one more time, and we can get some smooth stone, this stuff. Or if we take these, if we take some of this and we craft it in here, so let me just take a few of these out of here, and that should be plenty. Let's see how much we have. 51. Okay, so let me have those finish up, and let me go over here to my stone cutter. Let me make some stone bricks right here. Boom. And if I want a little extra decoration, let's wait for these guys to be done. A couple more there. Let's get rid of some of those. Okay. And one last one there. Okay, so as soon as that turns off, we'll add these over here. So if I want something with a little extra decoration, I can make some cracked stone bricks simply by doing that. Okay, these are all ready, and we go here, and boom, lighten it up. Okay, and now when those finish up, boom, and down here, now we've got cracked stone bricks. So there you go. We can do all sorts of different, you know, decoration type of design and so forth for our stone. So there's, you know, even though we don't have granite or andesite or you know, even diorite in this overworld available to us, we do have a lot of different textures available to us that we can use. So that is that with the super smelter and unlimited fuel and so forth there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to time-lapse this next part, and we're just going to go ahead and build a structure around this in the form of the in the design of the Vikings. And when we're all done, we'll just take a quick look around and finish up our episode. All right, and that should do it for today. We've got our super smelter inside this Viking style building right here. We've got an entrance right here on the front side so we can come in here and go around to the cobblestone generator area here, as well as be able to access this in here, moving back and forth. We also have plenty of lights inside here. I probably need to put a few more up top there, but we've got plenty of lights around here, and then we've got another exit entrance here going off to the nether island there. So I think that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned a little bit more about super smelters and some redstone, how things like that work. Can be really useful in a world like this where there's not a lot of resources available to use. If you like this video, hit that like button, and as always, if you are new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the notification bell for upcoming videos in this series. But until next time, Indie Crafter signing off.